that you? Julie. I haven't heard that name in 20 years. What are we doing here? I just woke up here.
Is someone there?
Is that?
I'm scared.
Who is that?
I don't know where I am.
Yoel? Yo, who is that over there? This room is so big.
I had a vision from the cactus, and it told me to come here into this dark room, and I don't know what to do.
Did you eat from the cactus?
A fleshy cactus.
Who's that? Who's there? Now no one's talking. I swear I heard voices a second ago. What's going on here?
Who is there?
Is that Joel?
It's
Joel.
Dr. Yoyoel speaking.
Dr. Yoyoel, I haven't heard your voice in 20 years. What the heck is going on here? One minute.
Screen.
I am just minding my own business on the road, and then suddenly I'm thrown into darkness. I think my hands are zip-tied together. Can you believe that? Zip-tied together. And I'm alone in a dark room, and then suddenly I hear voices coming out of nowhere that I haven't heard in 20 years. What in the heck is happening here? I would say stronger words, but I think we still want this podcast to be available for children.
That is the target audience.
As the prophecies have foretold, this podcast is for children.
So that's where I know you from. The podcast.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth. And the truth will set turtles free.
And
turtles? Oh my
children.
God. I don't think I've heard the word turtle in 20 years. And 20 years ago, believe me, I heard a lot about turtles. You can only be one person. You are the turtle musicologist.
Truffle Mumpkins.
Truffle Mumpkins.
I go by Reverend Mother.
Oh my goodness.
Reverend Mother Mumpkins?
Reverend Mother Mumpkins is here.
That is correct. I am the Reverend
Mother.
So
much has changed in the last 20 years. We have a priestess of turtles. We have Yoel is now a doctor. What's happened to you, Julie?
I don't believe I can actually say specifics on air, though I have become a well-renowned monarchist in some areas.
Oh, really? Good for you.
Of the world.
Good for you. I had to, for legal reasons, ditch my last name, actually. So I'm just David now, in case.
Just David.
Yeah, that's it. So do you have any idea what's going on here?
No. I just know that I'm in handcuffs. Is anyone else?
I think all the blood in my hands is
gone.
Now.
Does anyone have a utensil to free David's hands?
I'm pretty sure all my toenails have been removed. I've woken up and there's a searing pain from my feet.
That is rather dire.
Oh.
I feel like I was forcefully brought here rather than the hallucination.
It's just like the prophecy foretold.
For 20 years ago, we had our last podcast episode. We decided, let's be done, move on with our lives. We go forward for 20 years, each doing our own thing, some in cults, some in academia. And then suddenly, one day, we're all kidnapped and brought together under mysterious circumstances. I can't see you, but I can hear you. What in the heck is going on here?
All I remember is seeing some smoke in the distance and driving towards it, and coming upon a car fire, and then everything went black. It seemed like it was a smoke signal.
Oh.
That I was trying to decipher it, but it ended up being a car fire, and then I'm suddenly here. That's crazy. All I remember is that during my time in prison, I received multiple visions from the great turtle in the sky, and he told me one day a great darkness would come over myself and the speakers of truth, and I thought that would be my fellow believers, but I guess we're here. How great.
Who said that?
Hello?
Hello?
Logicians and factologists. I suppose you're wondering why I brought you all here today.
Yeah,
Of course
I
we are.
am. And I'm wondering who you are.
My name is not important. What's important is each and every one of you.
We've all given
Us?
our names.
I'm
so-
not important. I'm just a humble priestess of the truth.
I know exactly who you are. I have been following your careers with great interest. It has been 20 years since you all sat in a room together to discuss truth, facts, and logic.
The truth died 20 years ago
With Trent.
Trent, and when Joel, Dr. Yoyoel, left on his great space trip to Europa.
You have noticed then that one of your number is missing.
Where is he?
Who is he?
Who is he? That is a great question, too. I'm pretty sure that we're all accounted for, aren't we?
I would think so.
You have forgotten your first host so quickly? 20 years ago, you may remember. You all, each of you, assembled in Arizona for the first time. And on that day, truth was born like a bolt of lightning from the sky in a world of mistruth and lies. This podcast that you created must go on. It must continue. In the 20 years since your absence, the world has fallen into decay and darkness. You must continue, but you must all continue. You must solve the mystery of what happened to your fifth member.
How do we do that?
And again, who is our fifth member?
I can't remember.
You must do what you did 20 years ago. You must bring Phax and Lodgeick back to the world one last time, and in so doing, you will restore balance and solve the mystery. You have 30 minutes to create the greatest episode of Phax and Lodgeick ever created. If you fail, the world fails with you. But if you succeed, all will be revealed, and the light of truth
Cue intro music.
will... Yes. You can tell that I'm not good at this. This is the first time that I've kidnapped 4 people and forced them to do a podcast. Start the podcast and I'll just fade away for now.
Phax and Lodgeick.
Yeah, that is how we started back in the day, wasn't it?
Well, you heard the voice in the sky. Welcome to Phax and Lodgeick, where, as always, them's the facts. We are so excited to be back after 20 years. Tell us, Reverend Mother, what have you been up to in the past 20 years?
It's a long story. How much do you want to know right off the bat?
Give us your elevator pitch.
So, after we last parted and I found out you had been harboring my son for months.
I sense a little resentment in your
it's
tone.
all,
sorry.
We're pretending.
I thought we worked through that.
I went through the wilderness and the truth was revealed to me through the great heavenly turtle in the sky, and I started a religious group of turtle reporters to share the good turtle report that I received from the heavenly turtle in the sky. Yeah, it was in Arizona, the wilderness of Arizona, and I was lost, like someone else here. and I found a strange cactus with some bite marks in it. And so I remembered a story that someone else had eaten a strange cactus. So I ate the whole thing. And so the truth has been revealed to me.
I heard about what do you call your cult? The turtleists? The
We
turtleologists?
prefer to just call ourselves turtle reporters. But we don't go by any official name.
I should have known you were behind that.
Yes, that is my brand. I mean, community.
Yes.
Does not
My,
surprise me.
haven't you been successful? Very impressive.
Julie, please regale us with your successes and happenings.
Yeah, so I think I would prefer to call them accidents. So I can't really disclose the location of my events, but as it so happens, I have successfully converted an area of land into a successful monarchy.
Congratulations.
I would say thank you. I am honestly unsure how it happened.
Accidental monarchy.
Yeah, but
Very
I
impressive.
seemed to be the key player in it, in the sense of I was there and was given credit. So that is very, very lovely. Honestly,
How do you feel knowing that you're going to go down in history as starting a monarchy?
Yeah. It's not a very large area. But I do
Okay.
think that it is spreading, and there
Yeah,
is
much
some
like my
concern
community
for the
is spreading.
surrounding. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Have you determined a state religion for your small monarchy yet?
Honestly, I have kind of tried to stay out of it and tried to let the monarch figure it out. I
Certainly.
will say that this location is located in the United States of America.
In the Southwest?
No, it actually it's a state. I think I can. It's a state that rhymes with Wyoming.
Low population there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ohio.
That's right.
I cannot confirm nor deny. It seems to be running well. The monarch is a fairly successful person in terms of speaking and maybe like 5th grade math.
Huh.
Okay.
Sounds quite nice.
I'm
Yeah.
wondering if you could possibly pass on the Good Turtle Report for me. I could give you one of our tracks.
Oh.
We go door to door and hand out
Sure.
the Good Turtle Report.
Sure. So
Yeah.
monarchy to monarchy.
Well, religious community to monarchy.
Oh.
We'd love to partner with them.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like door to door, monarchy to monarchy.
Interesting.
Seems
So
like
if-
a pretty
Um,
fortuitous partnership forming, I see.
Yeah,
A
and
state
that-
religion could be
and you know,
big news for the
one of our biggest tenets is that our members contribute 90% of their income
Wow.
to the community, and it
Seems
goes
reasonable.
back to the community.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
Did
pretty
any
sure.
of you guys see? Well, I guess you didn't because I was kidnapped. But I have a really nice car. It's a it's a Porsche.
That is very impressive. Well,
We are so happy
A sign
for
of
you.
blessing.
I am
Yeah,
just
really giving back to the community.
so glad that the two of you have been so successful with life. While
what
you
have you been up to?
Yeah.
Green screen?
Interesting that you ask me that. Well,
Jelly bean?
while you have been out there ripping off
Peach greens?
poor spiritual seekers
Peaches and
and
cream?
restoring defunct forms of government, I
What was that about ripping off?
And defunct forms of government?
Well, let me just tell you that you may have patched things up amongst yourselves. The last time that I was part of a podcast, things ended quite badly. There's a reason that we haven't met in the same room for 20 years. I just want us to all remember that.
Yeah, last time we had a podcast, you were on your phone the whole time, so it ended pretty badly.
Well, whatever the case is, I have a bit of a chip on my shoulder when it comes to podcasts. I've spent the last 20 years trying to abolish podcasts. I've been lobbying in states and countries, the world around, trying to ban these silly little things. And if my hands weren't zip-tied behind the back of a chair right now, I don't think I'd be here right now. Whether or not the fate of the world rests in the balance or whatever the disembodied voice wants us to believe. I don't really want to be here. I don't want to do this at all, but
Honestly, I don't want to be here either.
None of us want to be here. We were zip-tied and thrown into a room together to discover that we are in a room with 3 other people that we never wanted to see
With a
again.
bunch of blasphemers.
Well, let's do
Plain
the thing
lovers.
What did I do back in the day?
Any plain lovers
2
here.
truths and a truth? Well,
Yeah.
how about this? 2 lies and a lie.
This is a
Get ready
podcast
for
of
it.
truth.
David.
Blasphemy. Heresy.
You cannot do that.
Wait, but we didn't ask Dr. Yoyoyoel where he's been since he left for Europa
You're
20 years
absolutely
ago.
right.
So how about you have a little bit of patience, David?
Just David.
I'm not going anywhere.
We all get to stay here, and guys, I'm honestly having quite fun. So it's really good to see you guys again. Truth be told, I've been very lonely, so this is nice to have some company. So, you might recall in our last episode, 20 years ago, that I was suffering a little bit of an epistemological crisis. And I might have started spiraling while we were recording. Teehee.
Yeah, you had cancer.
Also that. Thanks for reminding me.
How's that going, by the way?
A year in remission, so.
Congrats.
Congrats.
But to tell the truth, my little episteme crisis was probably triggered after I was talking to my therapist about this. And we figured out together that whole episode was probably triggered by, so I brought my dissertation on the connection between Latin and Navajo, their etymological connection. I brought it forth before the jury at the University of Arizona a 3rd time, and it was rejected for a 3rd time, and that sent me spiraling. I thought that if my truth couldn't be validated, I should seek to invalidate all truth in both factual and logical forms.
That seems valid.
See, so you can kind of see where I'm coming from.
Seems like I'm not the only one who's fallen off the truth wagon.
But hey, hear me out. Since then, I've been doing a lot of soul searching, some
Have you
cactus ingesting.
have you received any report tracks?
Some tracks reading, some sauna sitting, and I'm happy to report that I have indeed returned to a place of trust in the validity of both logic and facts.
And that's our motto, isn't it, guys? The validity of logic and facts.
So I do believe maybe now would be a good time to return to 2 lies and a lie.
All right, let's go. 2 lies and a lie. This is the part of the show where I
Let's see
say
how this goes.
2 lies and a 3rd lie, and all 3 of them are not true. All right, good to go. We're happy with that.
What are our
Isn't
audience
there
members?
We don't really
a
have a
sheep
choice.
shows up or something at this point, or whatever. I don't remember. What was his name? Steve? Was it Steve? Whatever it is. All right, ready? Lie number 1. You can play at home. Prizes at the end. Yada yada yada. You know the drill. All right, lie number 1. 2 + 2 = 4. Is that the lie? I don't know. Can't remember. I'm doing the show. I'm not answering the question. All right, lie number 2. Ready for it? Did you know, or is this true or not? The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand precipitated the start of World War I, also known as the Great War, between the years 1914 and 1918. All right, ready? Good for that one. Maybe discuss a little bit. Think about it. Ready for lie number 3?
Yes.
Lie number 3. I don't know. Let's go with the first several digits of pi are 3.1415. That might be a lie. I don't know which one is a lie. You tell me.
There's
Was there
someone walking out there.
That must be the disembodied voice.
Who is that?
I thought this room didn't have any windows. How did
Yeah,
how did a window just
just
suddenly
like
appear?
a window appeared and someone walked by and waved, and he looked like he really liked planes.
interesting.
Don't even mention planes.
Well,
I haven't seen
cannot.
that person in several years, not since I was
What was his
in prison.
Name again? I don't remember. Planes.
He just liked planes.
Well, what's the lie? You can think about it. Tell
sure.
me. End of the show. Probably a prize involved. It's what you want, a disembodied voice, right?
I think I like two truths and a truth better.
So can we go back to that, actually?
Yeah,
Anyways.
honestly.
I recently discovered in my travels.
What?
I was doing a little family search, and it turns out that the Reverend Mother and I are blood related.
Yeah. We're,
The bloodlines were preserved.
this is the first time I'm hearing this, actually.
We're third cousins.
We're third cousins.
Yes, on your Swedish side, on your dad's side.
My dad's mom or my dad's dad?
Your dad's mom.
That's insane. My Swedish side was the rain.
The rain.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
rain.
The other side was the wind, right?
Yeah, and it came from the sky. The heavenly turtle in the sky blessed my birth through the wind and the rain.
Yes, this is all true. So we have some shared Swedish ancestry. In our great grandmothers were sisters.
Are you saying the rain is Swedish?
Of course, the rain is Swedish.
Do you know anything about the truth?
Well, have you heard of reindeer?
Boom.
Fair enough. I hadn't considered reindeer. You're absolutely right.
I'm still kind of shocked that we're related.
Ja. Reinen kommer ifrån Sverige. Och vi kommer ifrån Sverige.
Okay.
Yes. And you are not
I
the
can speak
first...
I can speak Swedish, so I know what you said.
Yep. And you are not the first Reverend Mother in our lineage. I'll have you know.
Really, the great turtle has appeared to other mothers.
Yes. Mostly in Sweden. Truth be told.
I'm the first American.
Din stora sköldpadden, the great turtle. But our Swedish heritage is actually from the Finno-Swedes in Finland, and the father of our great grandmothers, those sisters, had a Finnish
What were her
surname.
grandmother's names again? I
Myrtle.
don't remember that far back in my history. I thought I was the first Reverend Mother.
Violet and Lucille.
Violet and Lucille.
Yep, and their father
At one person?
co-signed on a loan. His last name was Bayar. It was a Finnish surname. He co-signed on a
Mr.
loan,
Bayar.
and his friend defaulted, and he couldn't pay the loan, and so he changed his name to Lundqvist, and fled to America with his family. Anyway, this is all history. You can read about it.
Yeah, how does were the sisters Reverend Mothers?
Oh no, their mother was a Reverend Mother.
Oh, okay.
And she had to stay in Finland.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of, as far as I know from my grandmother, the rain, when she falls upon me, when the weather permits.
Mm-hmm.
She did tell me that the Reverend Mothers have to remain in their country of origin. However, the Great Turtle in the Sky did enable me to go to other countries because I am the second Reverend Mother,
And
second form.
And that's
Reverend Mother.
really special for you, and I love that.
I have so many questions about the Finno-Swedish Reverend Mothers because the turtle religion hadn't even begun yet. It's not necessarily a religion, it's more like a spiritual walk. But
Mödrar är
Murder?
mycket religiösa.
Really quick?
The mothers are very religious.
The murderers are very quick?
are you telling me that the Reverend Mothers in Finno-Sweden are murderers?
So where do the reindeer come in again? I'm getting a little bit...
I keep interrupting your
Anyway,
story, I'm sorry.
I visited to do some genealogical researching. I went to the Swedish-speaking area of Finland. I was hosted by our cousins, Reverend Mother, and I had a lovely time. Did some fishing, some sauna sitting, and
Was
the
the
family
wind-
had a dog there, and the dog was really nice. One time we were out on a walk, and the dog started...
Wait. What kind of dog was it? Need to picture it.
Whose dog was it?
It was a half corgi, half Dalmatian.
All right, yeah, I can picture that. Continue, proceed.
A dorgi, or a Calmation. Anyway, the dog started running away, and I said, "Come back," in English. And the dog came back. And I turned to my cousin, and I
Spoke
said,
English?
"The dog knows English." And he just stared at me with these wide eyes and he looked terrified. And I didn't bring it up again, but the last day of the trip, he approached me and said, he took me aside and said, "You can't tell anyone, but our dog knows English because he is a spy." And said that our family, our relatives over there are part of a syndicate training English-speaking dogs as spies to send to the Anglophone world.
That's horrible.
To mine secrets.
Are the wind and the rain involved in this?
The wind and the rain are their own independent agents and do
Okay.
as they please.
That's what I would have imagined of the great heavenly beings.
You know, I actually met an Anglophone dog one time.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it like?
I was in Massachusetts.
Was this an immersion school?
No, I was doing the whole trying to make podcasts illegal sort of thing, lobbying in the government.
Yeah,
And I
look
saw
how
someone-
successful. Look how successful that's been.
You're telling me. And I was, walking down the street in Boston, and I saw, someone walking their dog, and they walked, they were walking through the orchard, and they saw a few, nice trees, like trees do. They grow, and...
Yep.
And this
Famous.
person was looking at the tree and looking at their dog and saying, "What's that? What's that?" And the dog said, "Bark."
Oh.
And I was like, "Huh, that dog can speak English." So I think...
and it's quite intelligent.
That's
quite,
incredible.
Quite intelligent, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you might be onto something with these spy thing.
I-
If I had known that it was a spy for the Finno-Swedes...
We would have eradicated it immediately.
Well, absolutely. We can't have Finno-Swede hegemony in North America.
Absolutely
We all
not.
know what happened the last time.
The war.
Yeah, we don't even need to mention it. Anyway, I think now is a perfect time for our classic segment, Is My Dog a Finno-Swedish Spy?
A
Finno-Swedish
Swedish spy.
Caller 1, you are on the air.
Hi. My name is Martha, and I'm concerned that my golden doodle might be a Finno-Swedish spy.
Hello, Martha. This is a very serious concern, and I'm glad you've called us today. Tell us, why do you think that your golden doodle might be a Finno-Swedish spy?
Well, she goes running off sometimes, and we chased her around the neighborhood. One time she led us into an IKEA, and during the midsummer sales event, and when we found her, she had a mouthful of Swedish meatballs.
Very interesting.
Very classic.
Tell us, Martha, what else makes you think that your pooch might be a Finno-Swede spy?
Well, another time I was on holiday, and my neighbor called me to complain about the noise coming from the house. Turns out my dog had managed to turn on our stereo, was playing Finnish death metal on full volume.
No. Let me ask you this, Martha. Have you ever noticed a little bit of steam coming off your dog's back? As if she might have just come from an intense sauna session?
Well, now that you say that, sometimes her coat does appear abnormally moisturized and glistening.
I hate to say it, Martha, but these are just some of the telltale signs that your dog is a Finno-Swedish spy. My advice would be to give her a proper Viking send-off in a flaming canoe on the lake.
Oh, blimey.
I think that is very interesting. Calling someone reminded me of someone else that we used to speak to
Wait,
on the phone.
before you saying that reminded me of the whole point that we're even together today, and that's trying to figure out who our fifth member was.
Does someone... And how were you able to call someone if
You have a
hands are
phone?
tied?
I can't call, I can just receive calls.
How?
We're in a podcast studio.
Oh,
Where
is
are
there...
your hands?
It's just pitch black. We're still in a podcast studio. We just can't see anything, right? Right?
I
Right.
thought
I mean,
that
we've
we
all
were
been kissing
still
the sock,
in...
right?
I thought we were in prison
Indeed.
still.
Huh.
Love to kiss.
interesting.
I've been in prison for a long time.
Why did you get arrested? Is it
Oh,
related
actually,
to your...
we're getting
I'm
a
hearing-
phone call.
Oh.
Maybe I'll tell you about that another time. Maybe I won't. I could say.
Who goes there?
Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
This sounds familiar. This is
Hello?
That voice.
Who could it be?
I haven't heard that voice in
In 20 years.
20 years.
It's been so long. Why are my eyes tearing up?
I'm sorry, who is this again?
At one time, I was known as Mr. Soundman.
Mr. Soundman. Mr. Soundman. It's good to hear your voice.
You know,
It's good.
you were the only one I never hated.
Ouch.
Oh, that's so kind. And I can hear myself.
Wow.
Wow.
We are in a pitch black podcast
Is
studio
it
right
so
now.
dark that you can hear yourself?
Mr. Soundman, can you please alert the authorities that we've been kidnapped?
Our hands are tied.
We have
Literally.
no
Literally.
idea where we are.
I thought I mean I'm supposed to be in prison right now, but I'm in somewhere else that's like it, but it's not.
Weren't you somebody's grandpa?
I was a grandfather to truffle mumpkins.
Oh.
And not
You
entirely human, if I remember.
That's
correctly.
right.
Are you the rain?
No, you're
Am I
not
what?
you're not the rain.
He was married
You're-
to the rain, right?
You're from my are you
Wind?
from my father's side or my? You're from my
turtle
mother's side, my turtle side, yeah.
You have a very complicated family tree.
Oh yes, it's written down in our holy scriptures.
So what?
Sometimes I struggle to remember.
So what
It
have
makes
you been
sense
up
after
to?
15 years of study.
Yeah, I'm sure you're more familiar with it than I am, or even cousin Yoyoel is.
I mean, I studied it all in the Finno-Swedish dialect and understood very little.
Understandable.
Jag
Most understandable.
förstod inte så mycket.
You're an insomniac.
Ja.
He's speaking in the heavenly language.
So Mr. Soundman, what have you been up to these last 20 years?
Yeah, is
Running
my
sound.
grandfather.
Wait, so while we've been all around the world doing insane, vaguely legal activities, you've just been carrying on and, had a normal life? Is that what I'm hearing?
You must be
Precisely.
wicked at cardio, running sound all the time.
Man.
Just totally normal. Very little travel.
Ideal.
Yeah, you've just been in. Are you still in heaven these days?
I sometimes have to travel to the land beyond World's End, but mostly I
course.
just spend time here in heaven running sound.
Wow.
What do they need to run
Jesus'
sound for
handheld
in
mic.
heaven?
Well, that is
Mostly business presentations.
Oh, sure.
just fantastic.
Yeah. I haven't received a vision from the heavenly turtle in the sky about the afterlife yet, but we've come up with several theories about the second coming of the heavenly turtle, sweeping us up into the great sea of the afterlife. How similar is the great sea to heaven as you experience it right now?
The Great Sea.
I don't think
Are
he
you
has any
talking
idea what
the
you're
Great
talking
Sea?
about.
No, I don't think she does. Because there are two of them.
There are two. I lost those pages of the tablets. All 116 of them.
So in the turtle seas, there's the one that goes down. If you're on Earth, it makes sense with the seas that you can see on Earth, right?
Yeah, you can see
You walk
the sea.
into them and they go down,
Right.
Mhm.
Yep.
right? But when you have reached turtle heaven, up is down.
Up is down.
The Great Sea above is turtle heaven.
Are we pirates?
That's amazing.
That is my favorite track on the Pirates of Caribbean 3
Yeah.
soundtrack.
It's
Yeah,
a up is down.
it's a good one.
Up is down.
It is inspired by turtle heaven.
I'll
Huh.
have to.
I can see that.
I'll have to make note of that in the scriptures. It was a shame I lost those pages before I could translate them.
This makes a lot of sense hearing you talk about it.
The truth.
So experience is a true teacher.
And that's our motto.
Have you ever
yeah,
thought
that's
about
definitely-
condescending back to share the truth about heaven with turtle
Have I
reporters?
thought? Yes. Is it practical? Probably not.
Why ever not?
Because if you just need to get a hold of me, you let me know, and I can speak with you.
Oh, that's true.
But in order to go from turtle heaven down to Earth, I have to completely flip all the seas over again.
That's a lot of work.
I'm upside down
Sounds
from your
messy.
perspective, but I'm right side up from my perspective.
That's a good
And just
point.
doing a whole 180 flip is not easy.
Well, I'll just have to continue being your messenger.
This is just fantastic.
What was it that we needed you for again?
Oh, who is our 5th podcast member? Do you remember his name?
We were told that he is needed for
To
our
escape.
freedom.
Our first podcast member?
Our 5th. Our first host.
Fifth.
We were all
That's
kidnapped.
trend.
Oh,
That name does ring a bell.
Isn't
That
he
name.
dead?
that's a name
That name.
I haven't heard in a long time.
It's been
20.
15,000 years.
It's only been 20, Truffle Mumpkins.
Oh, with the amount of years I've experienced after eating the fleshy fruit of that entire cactus, it is much more than 20 years I have lived.
So whatever happened to him? You're in heaven, you should know. Is he up there with you?
He ain't here.
Huh.
Huh. He's not a turtle, though, so
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
you have done us a great service by giving us his name.
I am most pleased to help.
Yes, we appreciate it. We will keep in touch.
Is Steve the sheep up there?
He is.
Huh.
Was he
Good for
a
him.
turtle? Bah! Did he
No.
convert?
No, he is still a sheep,
Huh.
and he is an outcast.
Is he the scapegoat?
That checks out.
Escape sheep.
Scape sheep?
Escape sheep.
He is an escape sheep.
Good for him. I'm glad he's doing well.
Does he graze upon the grass of the great sea?
There is no grass, just water.
Is he perpetually drowning?
It's actually his hell.
Good for
He
him.
likes
I'm
to
glad
think
he's
that he is
doing well.
swimming.
I can't remember what happened to Tron.
But I would
He
like
was
to
lost.
remind us that we do need to figure that out to wrap this podcast up, because we were told we had 30 minutes and it's been 45.
And we haven't heard anything from the great voice that spake to us. This was also in the prophecy. I knew we would have extra time.
You did not.
You say that as if you are prophetic yourself.
No, not at all. I have virtually no prophetic ability.
You are a speaker of lies.
I'm a speaker of lies.
So why should we take anything you say as truth?
If
No,
you are
that's
a speaker of lies, are you ineligible for 2 truths and a truth?
Now that's the thing. We actually replaced it
Grandfather,
with 2 lies and a lie to try to, mix it up a little bit. But apparently it wasn't very popular with the crowd here.
Grandfather, would you share with us, in exchange for the blasphemy we received earlier from David Jellybean, could you share with us 2 truths and a truth about the whereabouts of Trenton, so that we can be set free from this mind prison and return to our other obligations?
And Yoel, can you are you praying with your rosary right now? Because
In a way.
it's audible on our
It's
sound.
actually a turtle rosary I gave to him.
Did he say that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Mr. Soundman.
2
Mr. Zone,
truths
I'm ready.
of Trenton. He is not here. He must be there.
In the room with us?
I do not think there.
Oh.
Is Trenton our captor?
So, you finally figured it out.
Oh, my heavenly turtle in the sky!
Mr.
We-
T-Blob!
I cannot believe this. Twist!
You had 30 minutes to figure out who I was and to acknowledge that I was your 5th member. It was so obvious, you guys. Literally, who in the world would kidnap the 4 of you and try to get you to figure out who the 5th member is?
Do you
You
think
were dead.
anybody...
Everyone fakes their death at some point. This is unbelievable.
Did you fake your death to avoid being on this podcast?
Well, I mean, 20 years ago, things were different. All I wanted was to reunite all of us in one place and to finally get some closure and some affirmation about my part in the podcast.
A podcast that you chose to leave.
Wow.
Continually lied to us about whether you would be able to make it to recording sessions. And the gods of death, name of Sawyer, kept you from joining us.
But I gave you 30 minutes to figure out the mystery. It was one of the most obvious mysteries in...
Yoyoel has lost his hands.
He does not have toenails anymore.
I am just so upset. All I wanted was a hug from each and every one of you. But instead, you forced me to kidnap you, torture you, pull off some toenails, and force you into a podcast that none of you wanted to do. And this is the reception that I get.
Honestly, you are probably the biggest truther of us all.
I was going to say he was the greatest blasphemer.
Your plan doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But, in a way, it made a lot of sense.
I forgive you.
Grandfather?
Yes?
What do we do with this blasphemer who kidnapped us? Can you send me the tools I need to break free?
You must learn the power of forgiveness.
I already got that down, Pat.
Perfect. And you're good.
We'll see.
That is all I can offer.
And my hands? Feeling has returned to them.
I cut him open.
I'm sorry, Trent. You were trying to say something.
I just wanted a little bit of appreciation. I was a founding member of this podcast. I was a full fifth of the original run of Phax and Lodgeick. And you all met without me the last time, and for the last 20 years I haven't heard from any of you.
To be fair, we haven't been talking to each other anyways, because we did not leave on a good note, and mostly because you were not there when we were trying to figure out who had killed you.
Well, fair enough. You know, this wasn't a very good idea, I'm starting to realize. I should have just, I don't know, done something reasonable and normal instead of kidnap and torture.
It's okay, we all have our bad days.
And you're here with us now.
It's been tough, you know, faking your death, being on the run for 20 years, brooding over vengeful thoughts and lack of appreciation in life. You know, I appreciate the validation that I received from you, Yoyoel.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I can give you my therapist's card if you'd like.
That would be very helpful, actually. Thank you.
I get into these types of funks all the time.
Well, Trent, Grandfather talked about the power of forgiveness, but in my heavenly scriptures, we do not take forgiveness lightly. And I do not think that you have earned forgiveness. And I have connections in high places, and they will find you. And you will not live to see another 20 years.
Wait, I hear something. Oh my god, it's a turtle!
That's right, just as the prophecies foretold.
Where'd he go?
I see light.
Oh my god. My
I'll
hands
bring you
are...
in here.
My hands are
you guys.
still zip-tied, but I can see you all clearly.
David, if you swear to never try to abolish podcasts again, I will release you.
Alright, fair enough.
Was that
All
an
right,
agreement?
you're free.
Oh my gosh.
Boom. Done.
I'm free.
I did it with my mind powers.
Whoa, why are there toenails on my desk?
That is disgusting.
Hey, Reverend Mother Cousin, could
Mumpkins, Reverend
Mother Cousin Mumpkins, could you release me as well?
Will you join us? You've been receiving the tracks for the past 20 years, and I haven't heard anything from you since you've been harboring my son in your basement.
Sheesh.
I'll have you know I have been training him in the way. He's a good disciple.
Pseudo-Hungarian, Finnish, and Swedish spying?
We'll talk. All for you for now.
I hear dramatic finale music.
It's almost as if our composer is in this room with us
It's like
and prepared me.
a cathartic experience at the end of a very long and stressful and arduous quest. And we're all coming home after going through an ordeal. And there is dramatic violin cues and...
Is that trombone I hear?
there's
French horns,
there's
maybe?
oh my goodness,
that the lick?
French horn line. Is this it?
Do you have any last words, grandfather?
It is finished.